Oops. Boop. It's there now. I put the logo up.
Oh, I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, we're here.
Yeah. Hi, Matt.
Sorry, it's my fault. I'll own this one.
I almost wrote it in the live chat too, and I'm like, don't throw him under the bus.
I don't give a shit. My work day has been crazy today, and I'm dressed like this because I just got out of the shower to be somewhat presentable.
That looks like your general vibe, though. I love
that actually is just my general
how
vibe.
you're dressed.
I could have gotten away with it, but we own it. We own our mistakes.
I haven't shut up today. I'm talking too much. We did FYC this morning, now this, and then right after this, I'm racing to go do a ladies' night that I won't tell anybody about until it's in the canon. I know it's real, but it's a cool guest that I'm very excited to finally talk to. Never interviewed her before.
Cool. Sorry, I'm blue skying right now.
Please do. While I bring up Mike K's super chat, because I can finally talk about a certain something here. Happy Friday, everyone. Can't watch live tonight, but I did want to remind you all that there are 2 great animated movies that are playing in theaters this weekend, K-pop Demon Hunters, and oh my God, I'm going to mispronounce this. Neza 2. I've never seen the first one.
So I heard amazing things about 2.
Yeah.
I'm seeing all over.
So did I. I keep getting emails and I keep hearing good things. And it was like one of those situations where just like the timing never really worked out. But the timing did finally work out for me with K-pop Demon Hunters. It took me forever to watch that movie. And I feel like such a dummy about it now. Oh, Matt, it's so good.
It's going to be watched. I promise it will be watched. I am just in the weeds.
You need to watch it. I will also tell everybody why I finally watched it. I did a ladies' night with Arden Cho, who was not only a treat to chat with because of how damn good K-pop Demon Hunters is, but also because she's just a really good interview. Just, I don't know, like an hour of speaking from the heart and giving like valuable insight into her journey in this industry. I could have talked with her for hours and hours and hours. So that episode will be coming very soon.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about very quickly now. Well, I mean, if you haven't seen The Long Walk yet and you live in Los Angeles, we are hosting a free screening at the AMC Century City on the 28th, thanks to Daily Dead. So Daily Dead is a website I write for, where I am primarily just the critic there. For now, and I will be moderating Q&A with producer Roy Lee, but we're showing it for free. So if you go to dailydead.com, find the article that is the advertisement for the free screening of The Long Walk, please do come out. It is going to be, well, I already posted my reaction. We're going to talk about them. So there are many reasons to come see this movie that Perri and I are going to get into.
Oh, I finally found it. Matt, you have to like tag this to your profile. Oh, you only I don't remember what we call this on Blue Sky, so I'm just going to say retweeted the Daily Dead article.
We only got approval yesterday, so like literally this just happened. Like this isn't something that's been up.
I just dropped a link in the chat. Go, please go and sign up for that.
Because free opportunity to see this movie you don't want to miss.
Yeah. Conversation with Roy is going to be real interesting too, because like he's like one of the most prolific producers out there.
Crazy. Well, and like he's also a producer for like Barbarian and stuff that takes big swings. So like my first question is just gonna be like, yo, you're taking huge swings here. Like, what gives you that confidence? But like,
make sure to start that question with a big emphatic yo.
Yo, like
yo.
What?
I wish I could be there, but I will be hibernating on the East Coast before I go to TIFF.
No, I want people to be there who haven't seen the movie. Like I want as many people to see this that like for the first time. I'm excited to see some faces after this one and see the reaction.
Yeah. I wish I took a before and after picture. We'll get to that in a minute. First, we've got Billy here. Hello, all. K-pop Demon Hunters is the best film of the year. I am not joking. Soda Pop, my idol, Golden and Free will be stuck in your head for the foreseeable future. Matt, he is not lying. He's not lying.
I have heard nothing but effusive praise for this. It is in my wheelhouse of things I do want to watch, but when we get to Alien Earth, we'll talk about having no time to watch.
Understandable. It is pretty incredible how this movie feels like it just kind of came out of nowhere. I don't really know the full story of the behind the scenes of the release of this movie, so I don't want to speak on it too much, but I think it was a situation where Sony Pictures Animation made it and then sold it to Netflix, and when something like that happens, you're kind of offloading it, I would assume. And I don't even I cannot even imagine, even if the folks at Netflix thought they picked up something pretty cool, I don't think anyone could have predicted what a phenomenon this movie was going to become in terms of how many people all around the world are making covers of these songs, dressing up as the characters. And then on top of that, how it has completely changed the game at the Oscars in the animation category. That field, Matt, was not giving me a whole lot of hope this year. It just was not as strong as I would have liked it to have been. And never at the beginning of the year would I imagine that K-pop Demon Hunters would release and wind up not even just in contention, but probably at the top of the list to potentially win. And here we are. It's got the strongest campaign of anything else out there.
Yeah, I'm very, I don't want to say worried about the animation this year, but we haven't had anything huge. We haven't had that big tentpole kind of this is going to be in the running outside of K-pop Demon Hunters. So I think in other years it would have been interesting to see where K-pop Demon Hunters fit into the conversation. But the fact that it's running away with the conversation over halfway through the year at this point, I think that's a pretty cool thing. And again, I think we are in a time now where Sony selling it off, if that was how it went down, Sony selling it off to Netflix, I don't think that is a dumb strategy because they thought it was bad by any means. I think we're just in an era where a movie like that is going to do better on streaming, like with a Netflix. I think releasing something called K-pop Demon Hunters in theaters, there are certain fan bases who would probably be
I mean, this can only happen after the fact because it's a sensation on streaming. But oh boy, this
no, I think that's a brilliant strategy. I think the way they did it for a movie like this, I think completely the right way to utilize streaming. As much as we talk about streaming and it being the death of so many things in our industry, this is a good example of how to capitalize on streaming.
I'm just gonna leave this up here for a while.
I just worked out, so it's a little more pronounced than usual.
Oh, just kidding. I'll put this one up now. Victor says, yo, what's up, Perri and Matt? I'll be watching it on its official release. Looks like a different kind of film, and that's something we need. I assume this is in reference to The Long Walk.
Yeah.
It is very different.
That is along the lines of what I had tweeted.
Yeah.
On Blue Sky. On Blue Sky.
On Blue Sky. Have we figured out a different word for blue sky yet?
I mean, it's technically still skeet.
Why?
I mean, that's just skeet. You're on the sky. It's skeeting. You're skeeting on the sky.
Someone needs to change that. This is another K-pop Demon Hunter one. The story of EJ is wild in itself. Trained a decade to be a K-pop idol, was never allowed to debut, went into songwriting and other groups, and song is now breaking records. EJ is another one that I'd really like to down the line get on Collider Ladies Night. And I have a feeling there's going to be many an opportunity because, again, I think this movie has a very, very, very long road ahead of it.
For your consideration stuff later.
Oh, without a doubt. You can bet I want to get in that campaign a little bit. I want to support that one.
Danhausen.
Oh, dude.
My Danhausen pits.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about Teen Wolf 2, Billy. You'll like that part of the conversation. We also talked about her show Partner Track. We covered a lot of ground. It's good chat. Good chat. One more, and then we will do. Oh wait, hey y'all! Can't wait for The Long Walk. Seeing it September 3rd. Oh, excited for him also. Anyone else worried about Conjuring though? Looks and third one was bad. Well. You're going to get two different answers from us on this.
I mean, yes, I was worried about The Conjuring ever since Michael Chaves got announced. And I don't want to be a dick about it. I just haven't vibed with his take on any Conjureverse movie, really. So for me, that is where I'm coming into it. I am hopeful. I want to really be positive on this one, but once again, I have to go with my track record, and like the best thing to me that Chaves has directed is still a pale comparison to any James Wan entry. So I'm stuck with that, and I get it. It's never going to be James Wan, but if that's the thing, then it should be different. I wanted to see like Chaves kind of develop his own voice, and it just seems James Wan light, and it has not brought anything that has excited me.
I have liked Shavs' work a little more than you have, but also I'll never refute the point that while I think he is a very capable and talented director, I am very eager to see him make something outside of the Conjuring franchise, so I could really see him like push his own personal boundaries and see what he can do, I guess, kind of unrestrained. And I don't want to necessarily imply that, the upper management folks are forcing him to adhere to anything, but I do think that he's very capable, and we haven't even seen a fraction of what he's able to do. But
wouldn't that just be the curse of La Llorona? Because that was
we can talk about that part of it all day long. The Curse of La Llorona is in the Conjuring universe. I don't care what anybody says. There's a character crossover. It's a very similar style, and it was made with the intention of being part of the universe.
Fair.
You can't they can retcon it all they want, but it's in the universe.
Oh, and they will.
No, clearly they have been. Everyone's going to see this eventually. During the interviews. Well, actually, I'm going to not say this because I can't even release the interviews yet. Maybe I'll just hold back on that. There was another point I was going to make on that, and now I've forgotten it. The other thing that gives me a whole lot of faith in this last Conjuring movie is that I am a big believer, to my core, that Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson can do no wrong playing Lorraine and Ed Warren. I think they are just perfectly cast in those roles. They've always brought such depth, and you could see them giving every ounce of themselves to those characters and their situations. I can't get enough of them on screen in those roles. So for that reason alone, any Conjuring movie with them in it, and of course this is the last time we're getting this, but it will always be a top priority. And more often than not, I will always like it to a certain degree, really just because of them.
Yeah, I'm with you on the performances. I'm with you on having both of them in those roles and wanting them forever, but yeah. Isn't the priest?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's the tie over. Yeah, correct.
So you know what? They exist in the same universe. It's not conjuring up any goodwill. There was another one that Billy put in the chat that I missed, and it made me laugh. Oh, I'm glad you, Arden chose her for ladies' night. We can always count on you, Billy. Thank you for that.
There, baby.
Wait, we got another soupy before the long walk reaction, dropping some support since it's been a while since I've been in here. Regardless of what happens, I want to see K-pop Demon Hunters get at least a Best Song nomination and see it performed at the Oscars. I honestly don't think you have to keep your fingers crossed too tightly for this. I feel like Best Song seems inevitable at this point. And really, when I'm thinking about it, so does a Best Animated Feature nomination. And the Oscars would be dumb if they did not have them perform at least one of these songs live.
I am happy to find out why.
I'm so excited. I need to hear a reaction, Matt, the second you watch this.
I'm probably going to love it. There's nothing here that isn't my shit. I'm probably going to love this.
Genuinely would be shit. It's one of those movies. I actually think I might have said this to Arden when we were recording. It's one of those movies where I'll always respect when someone has a different opinion than I do. We can't all like the exact same movies. It does feel like a pretty impossible movie to not like.
One of the litmus test movies where you show someone that they don't like it. You're like, yep, I don't like you now. Yep, nope.
It might be one of those.
That's a tell.
All right, let's hit this title topic here. Just a reminder, this is just a reaction. The review embargo has not lifted, so we can't really go into detail, but at the very least, we can both talk a little bit about the things that we put in our reactions, which are already available online. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to?
It's your channel. You can go first.
It's our show. I call The Long Walk one of my absolute favorite Stephen King books of all time. Bachman, whatever. I've read it quite a few times since reading it for the first time, listening to it. Just a fun fact. I listened to it for the very first time when I was training for my marathon. And oh God, was that motivating to keep on going. But one of the things that struck me most about this adaptation is like how incredibly emotionally exhausted it made me, and just how it moved me and how it conjured tears and all of that good stuff. Because I don't know, you would kind of think that if you know the entirety of a story, that nothing would surprise you. You'd be emotionally prepared for what you're about to go through. But I think this is the movie that might have left me the most drained at the end of it, where I kind of like felt a little bit like a zombie walking back to my car. And I mean that as the highest praise imaginable. This is heavy material and a really dire situation. And, you know, it should have that kind of impact when you experience the story. And I think it's a great thing that they adapted this in a way that knocks that particular aspect of the experience out of the park.
Yeah, I think heavy is the word. That is 100%. You know, the way I kind of described it, like, this is a marathon. Like, you're along for this walk the entire time. And I had my hesitations knowing enough about the story, but not having read it. So I am one of the people who is just seeing the movie and that's my first experience with it. And I don't feel like that diminished anything. Sorry.
Aw. Is he scratching?
No, he's gnawing, which you can't do. But yeah, so I'm coming into it blind, and I still think, man, there's so much power to the story that is being told. They do find a way to make the unadaptable. You know, this is one of those Stephen King, you know, Bachman, whatever you want to go with. This is one of those stories that has been trying to come out for decades at this point, which is crazy to say. But like Romero was attached to it, Darabont was attached to it. So like this has been gestating for a while. Because how do you crack the code of, well, it's kids walking for a while and brutal death scenes? That's it. It's conversations and brutal deaths. How do you make that meaningful? How do you make that mean something? And going back to the comments somebody just had up here, it feels like a movie that we need right now. Like, holy fuck, it's a movie we need right now, because as much as Stephen King wrote this however many years ago, it is so fucking relevant to what is happening right now in certain ways that are very scary. Like there's words being uttered in a script that was written itself not recently that are literally paralleling things that are being said out loud by our government. So it's like there is a lot of not only the idea of it being dystopian and horrible, but there's just so much social relevance to it that is just impossible to ignore. And it makes it this experience that, like, holy shit, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a lot. Ensemble cast, fucking A+.
Holy shit, this cast.
Somebody just said, like,
about Garrett. Yeah, Garrett's so good as Stebbins.
Jonsson is my number one.
David Jonsson is just like a scene stealer in literally everything he's in now. But a big part of the reason why I thought the book itself was so impactful was because no matter how much, you know, screen time, book time a character gets, like, everyone's death is memorable because they are memorable. And I think the book does a really good job of emphasizing the point that, like, every single one of them matters within the group. And then I think the script that JT Mollner writes does definitely do that. But I also think this movie, all movies hinge on excellent casting, but in particular, this one would not have worked unless every single role was cast in a pitch perfect manner and you had a group of actors who could take screen time that needs to be spread among a large amount of them and still make their character feel both important to the group dynamic, but also whole as an individual. And I think every single one of them do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's I think the harder part too of the script and what JT has done, but also like Francis Lawrence in the direction, like having command over the film in a way that keeps us captivated by conversational drama. So I think both of them do a tremendous job of finding hope and bleakness, but and like protest and anger and all these things fighting against each other that are like basically at odds with each other the whole time, but it flows into this really moving portrayal of like, man, just complete desperation. Like it's just what it is. Like if you read the story, all these things. From what I've heard, again, I have not read the story. I'm going to read it before the screening on Thursday.
Really? Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah, because I want to be able to like know the little divergences, because I do know enough to say, like,
after this, I'll name a whole bunch of them for you.
Yeah, exactly. So like, but yeah, no, I was bowled over with like multiple moments that just hit me so hard, and like I'm choking back tears in my screening, and like it's a critic screening, so
no,
like, I mean,
definitely
openly,
a little bit
like
of
it's a thing where you don't know if everyone else is having the same reaction to you. And again, it's a critic screening, so like there weren't that many people there. We're a small group. The closest person to me is like 6 seats away, and something happened where like I'm starting to get choked up and I can feel it coming, and then this girl like 6 seats away just starts openly sobbing. So I'm like, okay, no, we're all in on this now. So, like it was it's good, but like that's the thing. It's good. It's heavy. It's fucking just there.
Without getting into specifics, just to go back to what you said about, divergences between the book and the film, another thing that I think really speaks to how good JT Mollner is as a writer and as someone who is adapting something to screen, this is probably one of the best examples I've seen of holding tight to the core of the source material, but knowing just how to change it in order to suit the other medium and to fit a feature film runtime. The fact that this movie comes in under 2 hours and it still feels like I got the bulk of the book is very impressive to me. I'll get into more specifics about that when we're allowed, but I think he really knew how to adapt that story, and the changes he made were so effective and definitely suited the big screen format.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's funny, like we're talking in depth enough about it, like it's just a social reaction, whatever it is. So like, I mean, without going any further, like legitimately, the ensemble is just rock solid from top to bottom. The gruesomeness is there, but it's never played in a way that is like, ooh, like it's fun for a horror fan kind of gruesome. Like, no, like it is fucking horrifying to watch.
I will tell you, the first I made like a fucking loud noise, Matt.
Yeah.
The first kill. I was truly shocked by how they depicted that. Shocked.
Yeah. So yeah, I like there's so many things I want to answer in the chat that I can't.
Yeah. Soon.
Yeah.
All right. Let's leave. We should probably leave this alone at this point.
Yeah,
but
I keep really like Julia's and stuff. Like I want to answer, but I can't. So it's like, well, let's wait for the review. We gotta wait for the review.
Yeah,
which we will do 100%. We'll get there.
Man, I'm dying to talk about this one more.
I know, it's so good. Embargo's September 2nd, I think. So.
Oh, I was like, damn. Too bad it's not next week, so we can.
Yeah, it's not. It's a second.
What is September? Oh, September 2nd's a Tuesday. Oh, we're gonna have to wait so fucking long.
Oh, because of TIFF stuff.
Because of TIFF. I mean, what time is the embargo on Tuesday?
I'd have to look at the email. I think it's earlier.
Oh, I was like, maybe if we want to push next weekend show to Tuesday, but that
yeah.
Conversation for another time. All right. Do you want to go straight to Alien Earth or answer? I was thinking maybe we should save that for the very, very end and take a couple of questions in case we talk a little spoilers.
That's fine.
Okay. Box Office Pro. I think it should make more money than that.
I think it should. I don't think it will. I think this is a hard sell of a movie to so many people.
Yeah.
I get that. Child, death, and walking. Well, not child, but like, young adult.
Yeah. I think if it came in towards the top of that range, it'd probably be a pretty big success. I doubt there's any information about production budget out there.
Yeah, what dropped on Peacemaker so far?
Is it just the first episode? I have to watch.
I believe it's just the first episode. Yeah.
I have so much catching up to do, and at this point the catching up will not happen because we're already preparing for TIFF. So that's my watching for a little while.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Billy though. I am in a peacemaker mood right now. So
yeah, I wouldn't mind.
First episode,
I'm like,
I'm back in. Like I'm right back in.
Yeah, I wanna watch that ASAP. I had like a palate cleanser of a screening link after because I got to rewatch Sketch finally, and fuck, man, that movie is so good. Why couldn't it have been distributed by anyone else?
That's a good question.
Yeah, that's a complicated situation there, but
yeah,
Sketch is such a gem.
Yeah, I mean there are so many films from the recent festival circuit that I'm, I understand it. I am just sad that who picked it up, let's say, the inside baseball of it all, the production companies and the distributors that snagged them. Like, I know why Redux went there, and I hate it because I love that movie. So
where did Redux go?
Saban. And I again, I had nothing even against Saban. Like that's a great get for them, but I just know the way that they handle movies, and I just wish it went somewhere else.
Yeah. And you said that is coming out this year, right?
Yeah, that's a this year one. Yeah. Actually, we should be getting it maybe soon, maybe early.
I was thinking, yeah, that's one that could be in contention for a favorite of the year for me.
I could do this real quick.
Okay.
I mean, here's the thing. I've gotten excited for every one of these. Like, Perri, did you ever play any of the multiplayer like horror games?
No.
Like there was Friday the 13th, Evil Dead, Killer Clowns, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and then they are now doing Halloween.
Where do I play this?
So here's the problem that I was just going to bring up. Am I excited for Halloween the game? Yes. One person plays as Michael. I think it's 4 people play as survivors, or like baby, whatever you want to say, teenagers. And the game every round is like the characters had to evade Michael and escape in some way. There'll probably be some obstacles to do, missions to do to get out of a house, and yada yada. That's awesome. I'm a horror fan. That's what I want to do. I want to play video games as like slasher killers and killing my friends and vice versa. But to the credit of what the end of this comment says, I hope they won't abandon it like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Every one of these games has hit some kind of rights issue, or they just abandon it like this because like it's literally like the Texas Chainsaw one. I don't know why they abandoned it. I think it was just not the greatest. Like, yeah, exactly this. Texas Chainsaw wasn't my favorite. I don't think they got the speed right of the games, and they felt very slow paced. But like Evil Dead, they were doing great they had the entire franchise. So you could play as Ash from like different movies. They brought the remake into it. So like they were getting all these things, and all of a sudden, boom, red tape. Whatever happened. And they lost all the rights they had. So all of a sudden characters started disappearing. Stuff was there. So they just abandoned it. So basically like we played Evil Dead and it was great. And then all of a sudden the creators like, oh shit, we can't do anything with this anymore. So bye. That was Friday. Friday was awesome. Like that was part of lockdown, like literally just playing Friday the 13th with a bunch of like horror people, like playing with like Widmeyer and Kolsch and Turek and stuff. And like, it was horror nerd fandom. And all of a sudden, because of that legal red tape, the game got hit with a cease and desist, and they shuttered down. You can still play it, but the servers are off, everything's off, so it's buggy, it's terrible. So yeah, so long-winded, but I love the idea of having all these games and doing them. But the problem is they just go away eventually. So I can't be too excited about Halloween because I have no faith that won't happen to Halloween.
Well, I get that. I was about to make a joke that I come over to your apartment and you make me play this little game about characters being like a moving company when I could have played this. Meanwhile,
fair and valid. The moving company game is fun.
Like the moving company game quite a bit.
Yeah, Gun Studios is cool. And Gun Studios like keeps working on these games to try to keep like doing them, and it just doesn't go the right way. I didn't know Hellraiser was getting a fucking single player. That's cool. I don't know what it would be in like gameplay terminology, but like that's fucking dope.
Interesting. You make me wish
if we ever did a video game kind of thing, it would be we would have to do Until Dawn. The fact that you haven't played it, right?
No, I think someone loaned me the game, and
you've had it for so long. So
it might still be here somewhere.
We do. I don't know how we make it work, but we need to do like a Twitch stream, like actual video game stream, of doing Until Dawn, because like that's the coolest. Like that's a great like playthrough. Like you hand the controller off between friends, and like you're creating the movie as it happens, and your choices influence it. So like, how do I keep someone alive? How do I keep them this? If you were just so we gotta figure out how to do that. It'd be good.
I might be bad, but I'll play.
It's more cinematic than it is like being good at like shooting or stuff like that. It's more like making decisions, let's say.
So it's not going to stress me out as a perfectionist who has to be good at everything.
It's going to stress you out tremendously when you get somebody killed accidentally and they're gone from the game.
Yeah, that'll stress me out.
You're going to like hit the wrong button on accident. You're going to get so close, hit the wrong button. A character's going to get decapitated, and then there's no going back. That character's now dead for the whole game, and you change the entire trajectory of the game.
Okay, I'm still down to try.
You're going to get so mad now that I say that. That's great.
I know. I can already picture it happening. All right. Anyone want to squeeze in any last minute questions? We'll take them before we put up the spoiler warning for Alien Earth episodes 1 through 3. I miss when we did this, Matt. Among Us.
Among Us is great.
I was so bad.
I love Among Us.
I was so bad. Every time I vented, I would do it in a way where everybody would see me. I was like the least effective in the negotiation phase, no matter what I was. I was terrible at that game, but it was fun.
I love Among Us. I love fucking with people. I love being the fucking killer and sneaking
you're
around.
Annoying.
What do you
mean? I'll give you some credit. You're good at it, but like you're good in a really annoying way.
Yeah.
It used to make me so mad.
Yeah.
It was quite fun. Matt is the sussiest of them all.
Yeah.
I think everybody we ever played with would confirm that.
Fucking sus. Yeah, no, I'm good at reading people. You know, I'm good at talking to people.
Guilty pleasure. I'm trying to think of one that I don't really like. I mean, everyone's heard me say this spiel at one point or another. I don't like the term guilty pleasure, which is weird because when I first started in this industry,
that was like huge.
I'll never forget the series, and like this is just a sign that you learn and you grow and you find out what you want your voice to ultimately be. But I used to write a column called Best Worst Movies, which is essentially guilty pleasure. And now I can't stand the term guilty pleasure because I think you don't need a qualifier if you like a movie. Why does it have to be a guilty pleasure if you like something? Just embrace the fact that you like it. Spiel over.
Mine's Graveyard Shift. Literally a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Like, a 0?
Yeah, straight up a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know how.
I guess mine has to be the new Pet Sematary because I'm in the minority on that one.
Oh no, I really like the new one.
I got a lot of shit for liking that. And I don't care. I still really like it.
There was that weird backlash. Like that was the height of being on Twitter and everyone being mad that you're at a film festival.
Maybe.
So like literally like I really liked the movie. I saw it at South by, you saw it at South by. So like I got so much hate online being like, yeah, but you're at South by, so of course you like it. Go fuck yourself. Your opinion doesn't matter. Like, wait until it hits regular theaters when real critics see it. And I was just like, I don't know what to fucking tell you. Like, I just wrote 3 negative reviews out of this South by. So fucking.
I'm trying to think of ones that are like, I really love Christine. That's an all-time favorite for me. I can watch that. I watch that movie a lot. I really, I love the score to that movie. I was re-listening to that audiobook a lot too recently. I just started re-listening to The Running Man this morning. I'm very excited to like get myself in the zone for that movie this year.
I'm hyping myself up. That'll be a fantastic fest. I'm just trying. Like I'm trying to will it.
After they released the New York Comic-Con schedule, that completely like took that off the list for me as far as secret screenings go. I don't think they're going to do that.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they'll fill it with other great stuff.
Of course. Wait, I need to. What?
I love The Mist.
Oh, I would not call The Mist a guilty pleasure.
Well, I'm taking the word guilty pleasure out of the equation. Now I'm just talking about movies that I like.
Sorry, I'm putting Andrew on blast.
Why? Oh,
he's talking shit in my Blue Sky.
You probably deserve it, Matt.
What did I do? What did I ever do?
Well, what's he giving you shit for? Tell the class.
I posted that we're live, and literally I was like, "Come hang with us," and he literally responded to me, "No." And so I'm posting a picture of him literally being here.
Literally being here.
No,
I respect that. You can get away with that.
Of course.
Again, not a guilty pleasure, but for anyone who never watched Mr. Mercedes, that was such a good show. I quite like that show. I also really liked The Outsider too. Did you ever watch that on HBO?
I did not.
That was another one that I was very into. Also, I haven't watched season 1 yet, but I heard today that The Institute got renewed. I like that book a lot. It's quite good, but it's MGM Plus, so I feel like
you're in TV territory, so I'm tapping out.
That's fair. Speaking of TV territory, let's do it. Let's talk Alien Earth episodes 1 through 3. If you have not watched these 3 episodes, I might recommend saying goodbye for now because we'll likely talk about some spoilers. We don't want to ruin anything for you. So before you go, Matt, tell them where they can find your great work.
You can find me, Matt Donato, at Donatobomb on Blue Sky, Letterboxd, Instagram, and TikTok. I'm trying to think what I got upcoming. I mean, it's festival season coming for me, so I'm going to be doing a lot of horror reviews out of Fantastic Fest, out of Horror Festival. As I said, if you're in LA and want to see The Long Walk, please go to Daily Dead, find the article promoting the free Long Walk screening. I will be hosting a Q&A with producer Roy Lee. So yeah, come out, see the movie for free. I think it's a cool thing. And then follow my podcast, Certified Forgotten. And it is me and my friend, Matt Monagle, who you have just seen pop up recently. And we talk about horror movies with 10 or less critic reviews on Rotten Tomatoes with really cool guests. So the whole idea of the podcast, when we're not doing our little interim episodes, is to have cool people on from the horror industry, talk about movies you probably haven't heard of, and give you a reason to watch them.
Good plugs. I will tell everybody to go over to the Collider Ladies Night YouTube channel because we also run our Collider Forces interviews there. And there is one up for Alien Earth with Samuel Blanken and Alex Lothar that I think is great just because I think both of those guys are aces at talking about their crafts. We also just released a brand new one with Emmy nominee Tramell Tillman, where we broke down so many of Milchick's biggest moments in season 2 of Severance. We are also going to launch another one tomorrow because Honey Don't comes out this weekend, and I had Margaret Qualley on the show. So there is so much for you to watch over there. Please go watch it. And when you watch it, and hopefully you like it, please like the video on YouTube. Please comment. Please share it. I feel like I'm going to start getting in the habit of saying this often, but if you see a journalist doing good work and you like that good work and want to see more work of that quality, unless you interact with it and share it and celebrate it, that good work is going to go away. So please make sure, whether it's Ladies Night Forces or literally anything in this space that you are finding that's solid work, please promote it, please. Okay.
Super chat really quickly.
Yes, very quick.
Because that's
dude,
now.
You did it twice.
Well,
Movie Man Show. Thank you for doing this. I heard that Hoffman and Jonsson give nominated performances. As we were talking before, because the casting award is going to be in play soon, like this is a particular ensemble that I would like to see get it.
I would, if there had to be one, it's Jonsson. I think Cooper's great. I think Hoffman and Jonsson together make up the backbone, obviously, of this movie. As the entire ensemble is fantastic. Hoffman and Jonsson standouts. Jonsson specifically, fucking just star making. And like I loved him in Romulus. I love Jonsson in Romulus. He's done great work elsewhere so far. Not to say he's not a star on the rise already, but 100%. That's the one role that like, holy shit, this guy's going places. Like that's Jonsson.
He's so good. I'll just say this one too, because I almost wrote this in my reaction. And then I'm like, I'll save it for later. I don't know why I could have included him, but I only shouted out David Jonsson in my reaction. And the other name that was the next on my list that I did want to mention was Ben Wang.
Yeah, great.
I've seen in a bunch of things at this point. Feels like he's a completely different person in this movie. I thought he did an exceptional job. All right. Alien Earth. What do you think of Alien Earth thus far, Matt?
I'm into it. I'm digging it. I like the approach we are getting here because obviously it takes things to Earth in a way that we really haven't had in the Alien universe. So fresh approach. I think Noah's got great sense of storytelling. Obviously, going through Fargo and his past work, that is not a surprise. But doing so in the Alien universe in a way that feels fresh and reinvigorated while still familiar, because all the concepts here are alien coded. It's not just Weyland-Yutani anymore. Like the single capitalist hellscape has now become the multi corporate capitalist hellscape with different companies now vying for control, like basically running the country. But we get our xenomorph, we get plenty of action. The horror elements are there, the character development, storytelling is there. I'm into this whole Lost Boys thing where synthetics are basically children in this story they are telling. So like the people who are least in danger from an alien crash on Earth are just immature children trying to figure things out in adult bodies that are super strong and super fast. So like there's a lot going on, and I think there's still plenty of time for it to unravel and fall apart. But so far, I think Noah is doing a great job keeping that together and also keeping me interested in things that are outside the spectrum of like, I love Aliens because it's action horror. I love Alien because it's sci-fi horror, like straight up. And this is giving me a taste of everything in a way that is really bringing me back.
I am very, very into the show now for many of the reasons you already named. I love the world building. I love the idea of 5 corporations essentially being the 5 countries of the world and them operating every ounce of everybody's day-to-day life for the most part. The Lost Boys stuff is really working for me too. And that's a real acting feat. It is not easy for an adult actor to convincingly convey that they are actually a tiny child inside. And I think all of them do that really well. I also think this is a show that is appropriately so taking itself very, very seriously, but there's a lot of really well-placed and well-executed humor that comes from the fact that these are tiny children who are sent into a place with a xenomorph. So I quite like that. I'm utterly obsessed with Boy Cavalier. I am so fascinated by that character. I think on the page he would have read great, but I do think that part of the reason why that character always catches my eye and just leaps off screen in every scene he's in is because of what Samuel Blanken brings to that role. Just how he carries himself, his mannerisms, all of that makes him easily one of the most fascinating characters to watch. I'll also give a big shout out to Sydney Chandler and Alex Lothar, because I think this whole concept could have fallen apart right at the beginning. They build up this idea, they're brother and sister, and they build up this idea that she has been sent away and has been put into this synthetic body. And then they have this moment where, like, a while later, they reunite. And being able to sell that he believes that's really his sister in there is not an easy scene to make happen and make happen well. And my God, like, they made me believe, and I was so impressed. And then I'll also just pinpoint how much I loved how heavy they are leaning into practical. No disrespect to visual effects. I tend to prefer with monster movies when there's an ideal marriage. Then again, I brought up Sketch earlier, and I think the VFX work in that movie is just through the roof, perfectly designed. In this particular case, I really do feel the threat intensifying because the xenomorph and the other creatures, for that matter, have that reach out and touch it feel. They feel so incredibly real to me, and it is wildly unsettling.
Yeah, I can't stress enough. It is not even just the xenomorph. It is everything else we're finding in there. The idea, literally, like the idea of there are now alien bugs crawling around with the xenomorphs that are just as deadly, but for different reasons. They're building a lot of things out in a way that intrigues me. And I want to compare it, like, just quickly to like Romulus, because Romulus to me sounded like my ideal alien movie that we would get contemporarily. And I felt at the end of that movie, there was so much forced shoehorning of storytelling that tried to tie everything together, but it was like unsuccessful, because if it was a standalone Alien film that was just like Alien Isolation, the video game, it's just straight horror. It's going to it. It's going to scare the shit out of you, but like it's contained. I was into that. The minute it like bashed us over the head with like, oh, by the way, the prequels are still canon though, or this is still canon, or like this, that, like it was, it was just too much in a single film. But everything they're doing in Alien Earth with the same kind of emphasis to again remind us, oh, the prequels, yeah, they're definitely part of this. Oh, this, definitely part of it. There's so much more space for those inclusions to breathe and for those developments to actually feel natural. So I think this is like the best use case for telling a new story in the Alien universe, but also tying off little knots here and there and making things make sense in the grand scheme. So, like, was I intimidated by the fact that every episode's about an hour? Like, yeah, of course. Like, I talked about it on the podcast with Monagle. That was our newest episode. And he's like, yeah, just watch the first 3 episodes. So I was like, all right, like 40 minutes. Like, I'm preparing myself for how much time. I know. I turned it on. I'm just like, I'm going to be done with this right before we record. Great. Fantastic. So but they flew. Like, the practical beyond just creatures, the production value of this is crazy. Like everything they've built out, from space stations to Prodigy's idyllic little island and stuff like that, it's fucking great.
I can't say I was all that surprised, and probably I should mention this when I review a show where I was able to visit the set, but I did get to go to the Alien Earth set last year in Bangkok, and that production was impressive in every single respect. Those sets were like full. I still, sometimes certain visuals pop up on the show and I still can't believe that, like, I stood there and it looked so similar to what I saw on set. Usually there's a multitude of enhancements, and yeah, they have like certain sets where like one wing is built and another one is in a completely different situation, but a lot of it was really there. And being able to walk into Weta Workshop and see the xenomorph face to face and the suits that they built, it was really, I mean, that's a career highlight without a doubt. That was one of the best trips and the coolest productions I've ever got to see, like with my own eyeballs.
That's awesome.
There's one other point. Oh, because you brought up the length of the episodes. I'm so happy that the newest installment of the Alien franchise is a TV show. I really think that this story is greatly benefiting from the fact that it gets to take its time. And I think that Noah Hawley and the team have found a really good pace at which to go through the time they have. It's a little slower than some of the movies, and I think they're making the most of that. It's making it feel so lived in and real, and they're really maximizing the build and tension that can happen when you earn the scare before it happens. So I'm really enjoying the pace with which the story is unfolding.
Yeah, I mean, like, again, just even bringing up Mara, like another character from the mold. It's like you have the Yutani loyalists, you have the Prodigy loyalists, you have these like cult-like figures who are running companies, but once again, they are running countries basically. Boy Cavalier going right to the fact that he is the worst combination of Zuckerberg and Musk and all those other fuckwits. So like you have such good commentary happening, but then again, all of a sudden there's that like quintessential alien xenomorph attack scene and the grossness that comes along with that. Like the gore of one of the attacks is fucking phenomenal.
Yes, it
Literally
is.
just a dead body crawling, a halved dead body crawling across the floor. Oh man.
I will say, Matt, I looked like the biggest weirdo, like prancing around a blood spattered Weyland Yutani ship.
So that was what you got to see the ship like that.
Oh yeah. Awesome. I got to see it, after the initial attack where all the pods are broken open and they were busy like adding blood to the set and everything. And then I saw parts of it where you see it in the show once it's downed and Wendy is like exploring certain areas. I mean, I got to see a lot of that actually. I got to see like the lab area with all the containers with the creatures that they collected in them. So I saw a lot. It was awesome. It was easily one of the best set visits I've ever been on, and not just because of what I was looking at being really cool, but a lot, like, we don't often talk about this, but a lot of credit goes to the FX marketing team, because they just, and also the unit publicist, they set up a really good trip. They basically set us up to see as much as we possibly could, and write really stimulating pieces where we were excited by the material that we were talking about. I thought that was really one of the coolest things.
Monagle, my co-host, it collects the comics, legit. Like if he sees any issues out in the wild, he collects these, and he's a big proponent of, if you want more Alien content that's outside of the movie and now television, the comics fucking rip. So for anyone who wants more Alien, vote of confidence, go seek out the comics.
There was one other point. Oh, we didn't talk about Timothy Olyphant at all, and I think he's he's quite a good fit for that role. And I remember Noah Hawley saying this on set, was that, one of the draws with casting him in that part is how different it is for him. And I think he's making the most of how different that is. And I quite enjoy following that character. I wanted to make another point about some of the Lost Boys, but to be completely honest, I can't remember if this happens in episode 3 or 4, so I'm just not going to do it. But I think they are expanding them as characters and how they interact with the people around them in really interesting ways. Once we talk more, I'll be able to pinpoint the exact thing I'm trying to tease right now, but there's a lot to mine there, and I think they're doing it. I hate to cut this short. Well,
we'll end on this.
Well, that's what I was going to do. I do have to run to film a ladies' night, and I will tell you who I ladies' night with when we return next week for another show. In the meantime, it's the best time to have a Caleb super chat, because we're drafting next weekend, Matt. I'm so excited.
I'm already getting fucked over in my other league.
I know. I was there for some of that. I saw it happen.
Fucking, did you see today? Brian Thomas Jr. just got traded to the 49ers.
I'm sorry, man.
I'm so fucked. Now he's stuck behind McCaffrey. I mean, listen, if McCaffrey goes down again,
which you never know.
But yeah, so now he's.
I hope not.
But Isaac Garando, I forget how you pronounce his last name, but Isaac is still there, and so he's also really good too. So even if CMC goes down, you've got Isaac in the wings. I believe he is injured as well, so he'll need some time to come back too. But Brian Thomas Jr. is fucking value just fucking plummeted. So I'm so mad. I'm so fucked in that league.
I started doing my mock drafts, getting myself in that mindset, and also my TikTok has officially become fantasy football TikTok. My whole TikTok right now is fantasy football and K-pop Demon Hunters and Merv the cat. Literally nothing else. Nothing else.
It's funny. I'm excited to do our draft because I so rarely get to do a draft from the start. So
we have a good league this year. I don't know. It's been really fun talking with everybody on Patreon about how excited they are. Everyone's on board. Everyone's going to be there for the draft. For anybody who doesn't know, on Patreon, every year we do this, and we also Zoom while we draft. And no, it's just the one time a year we all get to see each other's faces, and it's a lot of fun. I look forward to it. And we draft in Critics League Monday night, right?
Yeah, we got both coming up, so we're good.
I'm so excited. Now it is time for me to go and film a ladies' night. So I will say goodbye, everybody, and we'll see you next weekend for a new Merri Hour. And I don't know, maybe we'll do. All right, I'll talk about this after with you. We'll see you next weekend for a good Merri Hour. We'll see you next weekend with a new Merri Hour. Have a good weekend, everybody.
There you go. You got it.
Got there eventually. Bye-bye.